Okay, so ready to dive into something kind of cool.
Always.
All right, so imagine you want to work with AI agents, right?
Right.
But the whole building from scratch thing, it's just too much.
Yeah, I feel that.
So what if there was this platform that made like building and deploying and then managing these agents super easy, even like for a whole company?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's where this thing called Eidolon comes in.
Okay.
And get this, it's open source.
Oh, wow. Open source, so like anyone can use it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So what's fascinating is that Eidolon treats these AI agents like any other software service within, a company.
Oh, okay.
It's like having this control center for your AI workforce.
Makes sense. So it's not just about creating the AI agents then. It's
Yeah.
about what? Making them a part of how the whole organization works, their tech and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And the source material even mentioned Kubernetes.
Kubernetes.
Yeah, and that's like, that behind-the-scenes tech that helps like websites handle a lot of traffic.
Oh,
So does that mean like companies can easily adjust their AI agents, up or down as needed?
yeah, exactly. It's like, when a website gets a ton of traffic, they're going to beef up their servers. It's kind of like that. Eidolon uses Kubernetes so that it's easy to deploy and scale.
Oh, okay. So Eidolon takes care of all that complicated stuff.
Pretty much.
So tell me more about what it actually does.
Well, it focuses on three main things, like building, deploying, and consuming these AI agents.
Okay.
The building part is all about flexibility. So you could start with pre-built agents, you could design your own using code, or, and this is interesting, connect to ones you might already have.
So you don't have to like reinvent the wheel each time.
Exactly.
But what if I'm not like a coder? Can I still make my own?
Absolutely. Eidolon uses this language called YAML to define the agents.
YAML.
Yeah, and it's like surprisingly easy to understand, almost like writing regular instructions. Yeah, for example, the source material mentioned, they had this example of a chat bot, right? And it could respond using text, images, audio, even video.
Wait, hold on. A chatbot that can use video? That's wild.
I know, right? And it's all set up with this YAML stuff.
That's so much more advanced than those basic chatbots everyone's used to.
Right. Like, think about customer service. Instead of just getting those, text answers, a customer could have a video call with an AI and it could show them how to do something.
Oh, wow. Like troubleshoot something or actually show you how to use a product.
Yeah.
That's a whole other level, yeah. But creating a single agent's one thing. What about getting like a bunch of them to work together?
Oh, Eidolon's great for that. Remember YAML?
Yeah.
It can define how different agents like connect and work together.
Uh-huh.
The source material had this example. It was a manager agent,
Okay.
and it was overseeing like engineer and QA agents.
So like a whole team.
Exactly. It can manage a whole flow with multiple AI agents doing their own things.
Okay, that's pretty wild. But once you've got all these agents built, how do you actually, get them working in a company's system?
That sounds like a job for IT,
Yeah.
but that's where deploy comes in.
Okay.
And Eidolon's made it super smooth for like IT professionals to handle this.
Oh, good.
Remember Kubernetes?
Yeah, for scaling.
Right. So that lets IT teams really easily add these AI agents into their, existing setup.
Oh, so it's like similar to managing other software for them.
Exactly. It works with what they already do. They don't have to learn a whole new system.
Yeah.
The source material highlighted this, how they can use simple commands to get new AI stuff running across the whole organization.
That makes a lot of sense. Gets rid of some of those roadblocks companies might have about using AI.
Yep.
So once they're running, who actually uses them and how?
That's the consume phase, and Eidolon's flexible here too. So if you like a visual interface, they have that, or APIs for connecting different software, or even command line tools.
So there's a way for everyone in a company to use them.
Right. Marketing could have their dashboards, developers, their APIs, and like data scientists could use code, but they'd all be working with the same agents.
Got it.
And the source material gave some good examples. They talked about React components for building custom interfaces, a standard HTTP REST API, and they even had code snippets showing how to use Python and JavaScript. It's really flexible.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It seems like Eidolon's designed to be really user-friendly, even if you're not an AI expert. And, they even have a quick start guide on their GitHub page, so it seems like they want people to jump right in.
Absolutely. And they're really building a community around it, too. Like, they mentioned this Discord server where users can chat, and they have a good first issues thing on GitHub so new developers can get involved.
That's great. It sounds like a healthy open source project.
It does.
It sounds like they're making AI accessible to everyone,
Yeah.
not just the big companies.
Ex-
I'm really seeing the potential here. But how do all these features, like, how do they actually work in the real world? How could different companies use this?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Let's maybe start by looking at some examples of how different industries could actually use Eidolon and AI agents.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's get into the details of how this could actually work.
All right, let's start with something a lot of businesses struggle with, like streamlining, a really complicated process. Imagine a company with this like big, messy procurement process. Lots of departments, tons of emails, potential for delays.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It is for a lot of companies. So how could Eidolon help?
Yeah, I'm all ears. How could AI fix that?
Well, they could build an AI agent that acts like a virtual procurement assistant.
Okay.
And it could automate a lot of those, annoying tasks like getting approvals and making purchase orders and keeping track of everything.
So instead of people wasting time on all those emails and manual tasks, the AI could just handle it.
Exactly. And because it's AI powered, it can learn and get better over time.
So it actually gets more efficient the more it does it.
Yep. It's like having a tireless employee that's dedicated to just procurement.
That's a huge benefit. It reduces errors, and it frees people up to work on more strategic things.
Yeah.
It's starting to sound like these agents could be like a total game changer.
I think so.
What about other areas? Like customer service, how could that be improved?
That's another great example. Imagine an AI agent that's like a customer service rep, available all the time to answer questions, help with problems, the usual stuff.
So no more waiting on hold, just instant help.
Pretty much. And these AI agents, they can go way beyond just those basic scripted responses. They can understand like natural language, they have access to tons of information, and they can even tailor their responses to each customer based on their history and what they like.
Wow, so it's not just giving quick answers, it's actually giving good, helpful answers.
Right. It's about making people feel like they matter.
That's a win for the customer and the company.
Exactly.
As AI gets better, those customer service agents are only going to get more advanced, right?
Absolutely. They'll be able to handle more and more, even like predict what customers need before they even ask.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like having a team of perfect customer service reps. But this all sounds pretty amazing. Are there like any downsides, anything companies should watch out for?
Yeah, you're right to ask that. I mean, the benefits are clear, but there are some things to think about.
Okay.
One big thing is data privacy and security. These AI agents need a lot of data, right?
Yeah.
To learn and make decisions. So companies need to be really, really careful about how they handle like sensitive information.
Right. Especially customer data. No one wants their personal info being misused.
Exactly. So companies need to be very transparent with customers about how they're using their data. They need to have strong security in place, and they need to have really solid data governance policies.
Makes sense. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
Between using data to improve services and making sure you're protecting people's privacy.
It is. And what about jobs? Some people might worry that these AI agents will just replace people altogether.
That's a good point. A lot of people are worried about that.
Yeah. While, some jobs will change, I think it's important to remember that these agents are tools.
Right.
They're meant to help people, not replace them.
So it's about finding the right balance.
Yeah.
Between automation and people.
Exactly. And companies need to be ethical and thoughtful about how they do this. They should focus on retraining people and creating new roles where people can use their skills alongside AI.
It's about the future, where people and AI work together, right?
Exactly. And that leads to something else we need to think about, ongoing training and development, both for the AI and the people working with them.
That makes sense. Things change quickly, so both people and AI will have to keep learning.
Right. It's a constant learning process. Companies need to make sure their people are comfortable working with AI and that the AI is constantly being updated and improved.
It sounds like a big investment, but a necessary one if companies want to really use the power of AI.
Definitely.
It's not just about like installing it. You have to make it a part of how the whole organization works.
Right. And, it's important to remember that AI is still, pretty new. We're only just starting to see what it can do.
That's exciting and also kind of scary.
It is.
We're at the beginning of a huge change, and it's up to us to make sure it's a good one.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to talk about these things, about what AI can do, and also the challenges. If we work together, we can make sure AI makes things better.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot today about the possibilities and challenges of these AI agents, and I'm really excited to keep talking about this.
Me too. There's so much more to explore.
Yeah. We'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into the world of Eidolon and what these AI agents could mean for the future.
Sounds great.
Stay tuned.
Thinking about industries where these AI agents could, really make a difference, research and development comes to mind. It's all about pushing boundaries, but there's just so much information out there.
Oh, totally. Researchers are always digging through papers and data, trying to stay on top of everything.
It's overwhelming. So imagine an AI agent that can, analyze tons of scientific literature, patents, market trends, all of it. It'd be like a tireless research assistant.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Instead of spending months reading, a scientist could have an AI finding the most important stuff.
Exactly. And it could even suggest, new areas of research that people might have missed.
Wow. It's like having an AI that connects the dots between different fields.
Yeah. Think about the breakthroughs that could happen.
It's pretty incredible. So let's switch gears a bit. What about marketing and sales? How could AI agents change how companies connect with customers?
That's a big one. We've already seen those AI chatbots and those personalized recommendations.
Right.
But Eidolon takes it even further. Think about all the data companies have on their customers. Demographics, what they buy, what they look at online, social media. It's a lot.
It is. But knowing what to do with all that data, that's the hard part.
Right. And that's where Eidolon comes in. Its AI agents can analyze all that data
Okay.
and not just analyze it, but do it in real time, finding patterns, predicting what customers will do, and helping companies figure out the best marketing and sales strategies.
So instead of guessing, marketers could have AI telling them exactly what to do,
It's like having a whole team of experts working behind the scenes.
constantly tweaking and improving things.
Exactly. It's a level of personalization that wasn't possible before.
Right.
AI can create messages just for each customer based on what they like and how they act.
That could really build customer loyalty.
Yeah.
It's not just sending out random ads. It's about building a real connection with each person.
Right. And it's not just marketing either. AI agents could do sales stuff too, like qualifying leads and even managing relationships.
So then the human sales teams can focus on those bigger deals.
Exactly. And as AI gets better, these agents are going to be able to do even more.
It's crazy to think about how AI could change everything.
It is.
We've talked about research, marketing, sales.
Yeah.
But it feels like it could be used everywhere.
It could. The key is finding those tasks, where AI can help people be more efficient and free them up to focus on the things that really need, a human touch.
It's about finding that balance between what people are good at and what AI is good at.
Yeah, that's it.
But let's think bigger, like climate change, healthcare, some of those really big problems we're facing. Maybe AI could help with those too.
Definitely. Imagine AI agents looking at all that environmental data, helping us figure out how to fight climate change.
Right.
Or, creating those personalized treatment plans based on a patient's data.
That would be amazing.
The possibilities are huge.
It's a really inspiring vision of the future where AI is helping us make the world better,
Yeah.
not just making businesses more efficient.
I agree. But, we have to remember that with this power comes a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's not just about building powerful AI, it's about making sure it's used for good.
That's it.
So what are some of those ethical concerns we need to be thinking about as we, start using these agents more and more?
One of the biggest ones is bias.
Yeah.
AI agents learn from the data we give them.
Right.
And if that data has bias in it, then the AI will be biased too.
That's a scary thought. We've already seen that happening
Well,
with things like facial recognition.
Exactly. So we have to make sure the data is diverse and fair. And we need to have ways to check for bias in AI systems.
So it's not enough to just build it. You have to build it the right way
Yeah.
and make sure it's actually fair.
Right.
What else?
Transparency is another big one. AI can be really complicated.
Yeah.
It's hard to know how it makes decisions. And that's a problem, especially when AI is making decisions that affect people's lives.
So if we're going to trust AI to make those decisions, we need to be able to understand how it's thinking.
Exactly. We need AI that can explain itself. And then there's the impact on human autonomy. As AI gets more advanced, we need to make sure it's still a tool that helps us, not something that controls us.
That's a good point. It's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah,
Between automation and human control. So AI is helping us, but not taking over.
exactly. We have to make sure AI is used to make the world a better place, prioritize people and their well-being.
Well said.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to think about as we move forward with these AI agents.
We do.
It's exciting, but it's also complicated. We have to be careful and ethical about how we use this technology.
I agree. But for now, maybe we should take a duck.
Yeah.
And think about everything we've discussed.
Sounds good. We'll be back soon to wrap up this episode and talk about what the future holds for AI agents.
Looking forward to it. Stay with us. Welcome back to our deep dive, all about AI agents and this platform Eidolon. We've talked about how it works, what it can do, even some, ethical stuff to think about.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It has. But it seems like, these agents are going to be everywhere.
Oh, definitely.
At work, at home, everywhere.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about Eidolon is that it's not just for, the big tech companies.
Mm-hmm.
It's for anyone.
It makes it so much more accessible.
Yeah. So as we, wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the future of AI agents? What are some of the, challenges and opportunities we should be thinking about?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is interoperability.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's kind of like a messy landscape.
Oh, okay.
There are all these different platforms and frameworks, different programming languages.
Right.
And it makes it really hard for these different AI systems to work together well.
So it's kind of like trying to, fit together puzzle pieces from different puzzles.
Exactly. They don't really fit.
Yeah.
So how do we fix that? How do we make it so these AI systems can work together better?
I think open source platforms like Eidolon are going to be really important by getting people to work together, sharing what they know.
Yeah.
We can create standards and protocols so that all these different agents, even if they're built on different platforms, can still talk to each other.
Oh, okay. So instead of having all these separate AIs, it's more like one big connected network of AI.
Right.
All working together.
Exactly.
Sharing information and learning from each other. That's pretty exciting.
It is.
What else? What other opportunities are you excited about?
Well, I'm really excited about how AI agents could, help people on a personal level.
Oh, yeah. We've talked a lot about work, but what about just, everyday life?
Right.
How could AI help with that?
Imagine having, your own personal AI agent that can, schedule things for you, book travel, manage your money, even filter your emails.
That would be incredible.
And give you personalized recommendations.
Right.
For books or movies or restaurants, anything.
It'd be like having the ultimate personal assistant.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not just about, convenience.
Right.
It could help us learn new things, pursue our hobbies, connect with people who have similar interests.
Yeah.
Help us achieve our goals.
So it's like AI helping us be better.
Yeah.
In all areas of our life.
Exactly. And platforms like Eidolon are making that more possible.
Yeah, because it's easy to use. Anyone can get started.
Right.
It's like giving everyone the power of AI.
That's the goal. But we have to remember, AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used in good ways or bad ways.
We've talked about the ethics,
yeah,
the bias, transparency, making sure AI doesn't control us.
Right.
It really comes down to the choices we make.
It does.
So as we wrap up today, I want everyone listening to think about this. What role do you want AI to play in your life?
That's a big question.
It is.
But it's one we all need to be thinking about. What kind of future do we want?
Exactly. The future of AI, it's not set in stone.
Yeah.
It's something we're all creating together.
Right.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. It's been a fascinating look into Eidolon and the world of AI agents.
Yeah, it has.
Thanks for joining us today.
It was great being here.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions. Happy diving.